Portugal didn't start the transatlantic slave trade because of how they looked. Let's get that straight. The idea that their physical appearance had anything to do with it is a myth. The real reasons were far more calculated and complex, driven by a powerful mix of greed, ambition, and religious fervor. In the mid-15th century, Portugal stood at the vanguard of European exploration, and with that position came a dark opportunity. They weren't looking in the mirror for motivation. They were looking at maps, at gold, and at the immense profits to be made from human bondage. Their goal was to build an empire and enrich their kingdom, and they saw enslaved Africans as a means to that end. It was about economics, not ethnicity. To understand Portugal, you have to understand its deep and layered history, a story written in the DNA of its people. The Iberian Peninsula has never been a monolith. Long before the Portuguese ships headed to Africa, this land was a vibrant crossroads of different cultures, with ancient hunter-gatherers as its first inhabitants. People who roamed the Atlantic coast for millennia, leaving their genetic signature embedded in the very bedrock of the population. Their legacy is the foundational layer upon which all subsequent chapters of Portuguese history were built. These were the original people of the land, their presence a quiet but persistent echo through time. Then came a revolution that reshaped not just the land, but the people themselves. Around 7,000 years ago, Neolithic farmers arrived from Anatolia, bringing with them the revolutionary technologies of agriculture and settlement. They cultivated the fields, raised livestock, and established the first permanent communities. This was more than just a change in lifestyle. It was a massive demographic shift. These newcomers intermingled with the existing hunter-gatherer populations, creating a new genetic tapestry. Their arrival marked the beginning of a pattern of migration and mixing that would define the peninsula for centuries to come. The fields they tilled were the start of a new kind of civilization in Iberia. The story of Portugal's genetic makeup continues with the arrival of Bronze Age pastoralists from the vast Eurasian steppe. These warrior herders swept across Europe, bringing with them their horses, their metalworking skills, and a distinct Indo-European language. Their impact on the Iberian Peninsula was profound, introducing new cultural practices and another significant layer of genetic diversity. This wave of migration added yet another thread to the increasingly complex weave of the region's population, contributing to the martial and adventurous spirit that would later characterize Portuguese explorers. As centuries passed, more empires and peoples left their mark. The mighty Roman Empire expanded its reach to the edge of the known world, colonizing the Iberian Peninsula and christening it Hispania. Roman colonists, soldiers, and administrators settled the land, bringing Latin, law, and infrastructure. They built cities, roads, and aqueducts, and their genetic influence was significant, blending with the existing populations. Before them, Celtic tribes had also swept down from Central Europe, their cultural and genetic legacy still visible in the northern regions of Portugal and Spain. Following the collapse of Roman authority, Germanic tribes, most notably the Visigoths, established a kingdom that ruled the peninsula for several hundred years. Though their numbers were relatively small compared to the existing Hispano-Roman population, they formed a new ruling class, and their presence added another distinct genetic and cultural element to the mix. But perhaps the most transformative period came with the arrival of the Moors. In the 8th century, North African armies crossed the Strait of Gibraltar, conquering most of the peninsula. Islamic civilization thrived in Al-Andalus for over 700 years, bringing unparalleled advancements in science, mathematics, and agriculture. This long period of rule resulted in significant intermingling between North Africans, Arabs, and the native Iberian populations. This history isn't just in the architecture and the language, it's in the very blood of the Portuguese people. So, when you look at the history of Portugal, you see a nation forged from the movements of countless peoples. This incredible diversity is the true heritage of its population, a story of migration and mixture, not of a singular, unchanging phenotype.